So Brian's 1950 J-50 is in for a bunch of different work. I will have to take this pickup out of there so we can work on the fingerboard. So the original bridge was swapped out for this Brazilian rosewood bridge replacement, but the issue is the slot was never in the right place, and this bridge is lifting. So first thing we've got to do is heat it up, slip it off, radius it, and reglue it. That's our current task. Okay, we are back. We let that hide glue set overnight. I purposely waited to show you this as I take it apart. So underneath these fasteners, there's a balloon. I put the balloon inside the sound hole, blew it up, and then rolled it over until it was supporting those fasteners, holding them up. And we used those fasteners as indexing pins to get the bridge in the right place. So the balloon is still inflated inside. I've got to fill in that existing slot in the bridge and then recut it for the proper location. So I've got some nice dark rosewood here. This bandsaw is on a foot switch, so it allows me to kind of hang on to these little pieces while I'm in. One more job for our radius disc sander. I'm going to turn on the dust collector. Hang on a second. So one tip concerning these small pieces, don't round off these ends. You need that square edge to kind of hang on to when you're thicknessing it on the on that drill press radius disc sander. So that's the length we're cutting to. Now we're going over to the stationary 12-inch diameter disc. So I've cut that back to the line. Now I'm rounding off the ends. We'll check that for final fit. Yeah, that's what I want. Well, no point having more than we need as far as the height goes. So I will work that back to the line. So check it for depth, yeah. That's looking good. So I'll skim most of it off with the bandsaw. When you get a piece this small, it's good to have a little backer block. This bandsaw is operated with a foot switch. So this is just a continuous hinge lined with sandpaper and two-sided tape. Again, this is a foot switch, operated by a foot switch. I just want to bring it down so I don't see any of that light. Good. And that will give us what we need. Just press that into place. And that's going to give us what we want. Good. So we'll let that set up. The rest I can scrape with the razor blade. This is dead flush. Just starts to protrude about here. So we'll scrape that with the razor blade once it dries. And in the meantime, we'll just clean up those bridge pin holes. So just very lightly ream those bridge pin holes. Make sure there's no glue obstructing anything. A little bit too much glue in that one. Just check this with my indexing plate. The indexing plate is marked rear and front. This is for a Bosch Colt router. So we come to the back, and the length of cut is going to go to here, and on this side it's going to go to here. That's it, we're ready to go. So just first adjust that cutter so that it just grazes that masking tape, and then I'll adjust my depth from there. For those of you that are following my channel, you'll know what I mean when I say I have installed the pilot frets. So I've got the 3rd fret and the 11th fret in this case, and that just gives me a real good read on the trajectory of the fingerboard, because I have corrected the fingerboard, and in this case I wanted to make sure that we had a truss rod that would give us a bit of relief if we backed it off. So I actually took down a bit off this end, which ended up getting rid of all those finger gouges. That wasn't my purpose for doing it, but there was so much of a bow in the neck and there was way too much load on that truss rod. So I backed that truss rod right off to nothing and then just made contact, gave it a 1/3 of a turn, and then I leveled out this portion and this portion, neck to body junction and upper fingerboard, until we had it dead straight. Now I put the 2nd fret and the 11th fret in to give us a sense of where we're going to end up with at the bridge for adjustability and be able to put the action wherever Brian wants it. It's going to be a lot easier to play after this. So I'm going to take a quick lunch break and then we're going to proceed with the rest of the frets. These are 151, so they're 100 thou wide, 51 thou high, and these are EVO frets, quite a bit harder. There's a titanium element in this fret wire that makes it a lot harder than your typical fret wire, although it's not quite as difficult to work with as the stainless steel. It doesn't take notches out of your tools when you go to cut it. Anyways, it finishes up beautifully, sort of a gold color, and we'll be giving you step by step as always. See you after lunch.